Forever gang, I'm never switching over. Made a lane and niggas can't get over. I can't mess with rappers, they be bogus. Rather get the pack and keep it open. Big dripper stand up in the ocean. Everybody trapping, we get lotion. He ain't 4PF, but he ain't got motion. Made a half.
So y'all, the word around town is that men should pay on the first date, and I just want to know whose idea was this?
Mine. Why should men pay? Men should pay on the first date because you taking me out on a date because you want me to be your.
I don't even know you.
That's why you take me on a date.
But like, why am I paying first?
You're the one taking me on a date.
But I don't know you though.
You're getting to know me.
Why, like, say we going somewhere neutral, like
you don't know
like,
homeless people. You give them money.
What if we go into like the movies, right? And I'd be like, you can pay for your own ticket.
Why would I pay for my own ticket?
Most likely, I'm already driving to get you. That's money right there.
Car.
So you think the man should pay, but you coming to get him?
I'm not coming.
That's my point exactly, right?
No, it's not.
So he already coming to get you. He already looked. He barely got gas on his way to get you. I'm not talking about me, y'all.
He definitely
already on his way coming to get you.
He was on
movie ticket. She want to go to the movies. She don't want to go on Discount Tuesdays. So we all know it's the weekend. Tickets, you know, they at the max, right? We dropping at least $50 on the ticket.
$50?
Because you know
where we going to go see?
They want the popcorn, slushies. Are you paying for that?
No, you're
no,
paying for
exactly.
The man's
right?
paying for that.
So he already back and forth. She probably, let's say she lived maybe 15 minutes away. That's the gas there to get you, gas to the movies, gas to take you home, and gas to get back home. He gotta pay for that. You don't even see that yet though. That's waiting for the gas station. First he pick you up. Let's say y'all probably it's maybe an hour or two before the movies. You talking about I'm hungry. He like, oh, what you want? Whole time. He like, cause he already know what's about to go on. But me personally, I'm gonna try to hold it off. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna pull up to the store. I'm be like, first I'm gonna be like, all right, you can go in. Stay in the car.
You don't stay in the car. You don't have to go. You ain't gonna protect her. She's not gonna want to cuff you after the date. You're getting ghost after the date.
Off the rip, I'm already in my head that I'm not even about to pay for her food. So even if I do go in with her, I'm gonna go sit down.
So personally, you don't pay on first dates?
No.
This is why you're single. This is the exact reason. Because like it get 50-50, 70-30 in like the male relationship on the first date. You prove it to me.
Most of the time, I try to hang out with the person like regular, like neutral first. Like not now we paying for it. But if I'm actually taking you out,
we're talking about dates. We're not taking her out on no links.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like taking her out. Like
if you taking me out, you're paying. You're taking me out. I'm not taking myself. I could have took myself out if I'm gonna go pay. What am I going out with?
Okay, what if you come up? What if you come up?
I can do it myself. I can go on a single date. I don't need you.
Now she wanna go on single dates. Now she wanna go on a date by herself.
I'm going to date by myself.
Or what if you come up with a date, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you be like, let's do this, blah blah blah. You still expect him to pay?
If I choose the first date?
Yes.
I'm not choosing no first date because if a man want to be my boyfriend, he better make the first date
for
me.
Now
he better
the man got to come up with the first date and he got to pay.
I put a little hinty and I want you to take me here and there. But I'm not going to say, oh, you going to take me out to the VR next week and we spending $300 and we going to get something to eat. If you want to be my boyfriend, you gotta want to see me.
Hey, it's a first date. You not your boyfriend.
But that's what you date. You the first date. You get
so that whole day though. That whole day, he just paying for everything.
I'm not saying that. You don't even have to come pick me up. I will meet you there. I will meet you there, baby. I don't need no to pick me up. I will meet you there.
Okay, so y'all go get food. He pay for the food. Maybe y'all go to UDF later, go get some ice cream. You can pay for ice cream?
On the first date?
Oh my God. Like, dang.
Sure, I'll pay for a little 2 scoops, I guess. But no, that's not, no. No, because you showing me that you want to be with me. I'm not going to be with you if I'm going to be paying for everything. I'm not supposed to be looking at my purse when I'm with my man.
All right, y'all.
Purse how?
We just going to take what Amira said with a grain of salt. Personally, I'm going to still think that, maybe it'll be a little... I say as a 75.
But your might will just take you on a date. You did it in the middle of the relationship. You don't do that first.
35 split, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you can slide me a little bit of gas money, dab me up after a date, but...
Dab you up?
Y'all let us know what y'all think in the comments. We'll see y'all next week. Thanks for watching. Whose idea was this with Nikos and...
Well, I run.
You mad?
All right, welcome back to Worldly News. So now, welcome back to Who Idea Was This? For my segment today, we're talking about worldly topics. And the first topic we're going to talk about today is Iran and the U.S. There was a 12-day clash between Iran and Israel. President Trump says the U.S. attacked Iran's nuclear sites and took them out. But intelligence reports says not really. Iran nuclear program might still bounce back. Meanwhile, Iran isn't letting global inspectors and is allegedly executing people for accused of spying. Now, this conflict could be the turning point to World War III. It really feels like a movie, and it's real, and it could affect the entire world. How would you feel if Iran chose to attack one of our nuclear sites in the U.S.? That could cause major conflict and really traumatize the U.S. citizens. Even after the so-called ceasefire, the nuclear threat might be still alive, and that's really scary. Our economy could really have a bad impact on World War III if Iran chooses to attack the U.S. today. They're keeping a lot behind closed doors. It's really hard to know how to feel what's real and not just because of the political spin. If a war breaks out, how would you young people feel? In my opinion, I would feel like our country is in danger. So, oh, for real, I would feel like our country might not bounce back because our economy is real bad, and I don't think we need to go to war right now. Like, at all. That's the last thing we knew. The first thing we need to do in the U.S. is family, get rid of poverty, all type of. We don't need to be going to war. So, how do we stay woke if we only getting filter news? Well, one way you can beat this is doing your own research and cutting out the extras that the political news and media puts out there. It really should matter to you because this isn't just politics. It's our future safety, our global stability, and who controls the power to destroy and protect. In the age of TikTok and AI, misinformation spreads faster than the missiles that might be coming for us. Okay, and the next topic is a local topic. Cincinnati public schools are replacing yellow buses with the metro. Over 1,200 middle school students, grades 7 through 8 in Cincinnati was have to start riding the city bus instead of the school bus. It's one of the biggest public school transportation shifts in the country. Now, middle schoolers will have to ride the bus alone. Would you want your child or sibling or friend riding the bus alone? To me, no. A con with this could be the safety for children in early morning city places, like the bus station or the bus stops. A pro can be responsibility at a young age and being more careful with all your actions. This is about more than a ride. It's about safety, access, and who gets left behind. Some people don't have the right access or ability to ride metro transports. This might just save CPS money, but what is the cost in students for families? If you move, if you miss the metro, you're just late. No school bus or grace. What could this mean for families? Well, students will have a hard time getting to school if they're just missing a bus or not making it on time. Where are the support systems for the kids, disabilities, or in the dangerous neighborhoods? CPS should allow or set up a system for students to succeed in bus riding in their education. This could be a conflict to their education with the shift and change of bus portation. It should matter to us because access to the school should be safe, consistent, and supportive. This decision feels like it saves money at the expense of the students' peace of mind, especially in communities already facing barriers. And the last topic I got for y'all is another local topic. Cincinnati police creates revol- revolving task force for the fight of violent crime. After a rise in violent crimes, especially car thefts involving young people looking for guns, the city put together a special task force with 20 to 30 officers. They are focused on hotspots and move around the city. Okay, now let's be real. More police doesn't always mean more safety, especially in our neighborhoods. Sometimes in our neighborhoods, conflict with the community and the police can also turn bad. If young people are stealing cars to find guns, there is a bigger issue nobody's fixing. Maybe the young people have nothing to do or they're influenced by others surrounding their neighborhoods. Parents in this coming up operation will might be held accountable for their children's actions. In my opinion on that, children might.
Hi, I'm Leia,
I'm Yoko.
and this is
What Ifs? So on this section of the podcast, we're going to be talking about Marvel's Avengers Assemble.
Avengers came out in 2012, and it's an action movie about mostly about Nick Fury and bringing together all the superheroes to defend the world of against this unknown villain.
The unknown villain name is Loki. Well, they didn't know it at the time, but Nick Fury took this powerful weapon called the Tesseract, and Loki was not happy about that, so he manipulated people, mind controlled them, killed them, and the world's mightiest heroes came together and tried to defeat him.
But before we continue, we have a special guest.
His name is Daronce.
How you doing, guys?
Hey.
Appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you,
Yeah, of
thank you, thank you,
course.
thank you. Talking a little Marvel, a little What If, I see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
But first, we are going to be asking you separately 5 questions.
All right,
Mhm.
First,
Alright.
the joke questions, and then the knowledgeable questions.
okay, let's do it. 5, my favorite number.
Okay.
So,
Okay. First question: which Avenger would you be in the alien invasion in the scene, and why?
In that Alien Avengers scene, I would like to be Dad Bod Thor as a dad. You know, obviously, sitting there, be able to kind of be relaxed and comfortable in my own skin. Obviously, bearded out with Stormbreaker and Mjolnir. I feel like it's a powerful combination, you know. And but yeah, I would go with Dad Bod Thor for that one.
I've never heard of that. All right. Next question: if you were a civilian in the middle of the alien invasion, what would you do?
If I was a civilian in the middle of an alien invasion.
Like, let me set up a scenario.
Okay.
So you going to work, right?
Okay.
And then boom, suddenly an alien invasion.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess the first thing, if I'm going to work, I feel like, man, let me go check on the farm
Mm-hmm.
because hopefully the aliens are not trying to take our produce or our compost. So we work very hard on that. And I don't think that they're their biology and their molecular structure will work well with our compost. So if I'm going to work, but if I was in New York, like if I was in New York and they were coming, that's a whole different scenario because I feel like you'll be trapped. Like I'm trying to find the easiest way to get access to out. You know what I mean? I don't want to be stuck anywhere. So if I'm here, let me go to the farm from New York. Let me find a place to still get to the farm, I guess. Either way. Either way, let's get to the
Just
farm.
the farm?
Let's either way, let's get to the farm. Let's get to the farm.
Get to the farm.
We're going to act like Hawkeye. We're going to get to the farm.
If you ask me, I would hide under Nico's car. This one.
Okay. So, how would you feel after the aftermath? Like everything, like if you were in New York and everything's destroyed, all the aliens died from the nuke, going to the portal.
Yeah.
Well, like,
If I was a civilian after all that, I mean, definitely it's a world changer, right? It's almost like when I was a kid at like 13 after 9/11 a little bit, where the whole world just kind of just shook up. The whole world just kind of changed. Like at that aspect of it, you got true fact that aliens don't, are now in exist, but they're hostile. That changes everything, especially from a human standpoint, how we're going to defend ourselves and everything else of that nature. So, I mean, I think the aftermath definitely kind of played out as it does in the movies as well too. You have some type of Sokovia Accords, some type of situation where the GPS signal was lost, and that Earth still feels protected and defended. So.
Okay. All right. So, if you were the villain in the movie Loki, what would you do better to take over the world and be king?
It's all about you gotta be a little more humble, man. You gotta be a little bit more execute the plan a little faster. I think Loki's biggest downfall is that Loki tried to really manipulate the Hulk and really want to get him in a situation where you get him in the cage, kind of put him away. And he thought that by dividing the Avengers from the first standpoint, that would keep him there. And he got a little arrogant about it. At a certain point, if you're going to really fulfill the idea of taking over the whole world with the alien invasion, you have to make sure that that invasion of aliens truly supports your cause. But B, that if you're trying to divide your adversaries, make sure they're truly divided and not use that division to bring them together to avenge against you. And that's really what we're having.
And what about the revenge with Loki trying to get revenge with Thor?
But that's brotherly rivalry. Loki got some daddy issues he need to deal with. He came from a blue giant. He found out he was adopted. Loki got some daddy issues he need to deal with. He needs to see a real therapist. Unfortunately, his neck is snapped at this moment in time, so it's not going to work out for that current iteration of Loki. But right now, our version of Loki, he's the god of stories. He's sitting on Eldritch Tree right now, controlling all the different branches. So I feel like he's a little bit, like I said, has been humbled to the point that you can have a decent Loki.
Okay.
Speaking of villains in the movie, do you believe it was right for Nick Fury to manipulate the team over Coulson's death?
Manipulation is a tough word, more of motivation. I think was it right to motivate those guys to save the world? Yeah, it was right to motivate people to save the world.
But
that's crazy.
Coulson's death?
Yeah, that's so true.
Why
you do that?
So Coulson's death, everybody's dead.
Yeah.
So even with the manipulation, it was more so you put the bloody cards in the pocket, try to get that emotional charge out of them. Once again, more so motivation. At the end of the day, Coulson passed, and that's what they rallied around. So
He was the GOAT.
But let me pick your mind a bit.
Dangerous place.
Oh wait, I got one more question. That's the fifth question. Which Avengers had the best character across the Infinity Saga, and what made their growth stand out to you?
When you're talking about this overall growth during the Infinity Saga, once again, you got to. I think Hawkeye, from where he started as a character development standpoint, because he was the one that least amount of powers came through, was that glue to kind of help them together from a family standpoint, and then when it all kind of once again all broken down, he was once again the one they always seemed to call upon and rely upon and kind of make it happen, make it work. Even now, as you talk about that pathway between the young Avengers and the new Avengers, I mean the young Avengers and this current iteration or older Avengers, him and what he's doing with Kate Bishop is still, pivotal work. So you think of all the other Avengers, Iron Man, iconic. That was an iconic move. Captain America, obviously iconic, but their egos broke up the Avengers. You have different individuals that kind of popped in and out, but one of the OGs that was there consistently, that kind of was always that glue that held them all together, and still kind of contributing in a positive manner. I believe is Clinton Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm. That actually leads to my next question. If you could add one more hero to the Avengers, who would it be?
Man, you know who Blue Marvel is?
Yeah.
Got to bring in Adam Bashir. I got to do research. Adam Bashir, Blue Marvel. Shout out. Lamira know who he is. Gang.
Okay. So, in the 360 shot during the first movie, where it's a very iconic shot, and the time it came out.
Yep.
Why do you think it became one of the most famous shots in movie history?
Well, the build up. You have a strong build up from both the movie standpoint, where you were trying to see them all collectively together, and that's when that happened, right? So from a cinematic standpoint, from a writing standpoint, you got the music that's also building it up at the same time as well too. And then when you talk about the camera angles, your ability to use that dolly shot to once again swoop in and get a 360 all around, where everybody gets their just due, but nobody once again seems like the star. It truly allows the true Avenger fan to appreciate that moment. And I think once again, from a cinematic standpoint, you tap into a little bit. Once again, I'm a Spike Lee fan who was really big on dolly shots. Really, once again, manipulating the camera that gives you a sense of a different feel from a watcher standpoint, a viewer standpoint. I think it brought in a lot of different aspects. And once again, it's kind of that perfect blend to get you an iconic shot.
And throughout the scenes where they were like fighting together and they were working together, how did that make you feel?
I mean, as a sports guy, you always appreciate teamwork and team effort, and especially as they kind of came. And if you watch it again, which is I've seen the movie maybe now 10 times, that fight scene truly does.
Continue.
That fight scene really does kind of show you true teamwork in a multitude of fronts. You got Iron Man kind of hitting everything from the sky standpoint, with Hawkeye kind of allowing him to guide him through. Hulk clearing some things out while your street level guys are really protecting the civilians. It's a great cinematic standpoint of how you can show teamwork without sports and things of that nature. So yeah, I definitely appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So my final question: how did Marvel impact your life?
Impact my life. I grew up on it, so it's kind of been something that's always been there since I was a child. I grew up on the original X-Men, the animated series. So early, I'm a original '90s. Was my kid years. So from this original Spider-Man, the animated series. So as I grew up, these stories are something that were always a part of me, and now being able to share them with my children. Me and my daughter now, we have Marvel days. We watched Riri Williams the other day as a family. Like I said, me and my daughter, we go to every Marvel movie consistently. So it's been very cool to see something that was a part of my childhood that my kids still like, and that we can all share together.
I'm Leia. This is our end of our segment.
Yep, and stick tuned.